Morning, everybody. What's going on? It's your man. Just wanted to let y'all know I did a quick segment last night talking about this Prince George's County police officer who is being charged with first-degree rape, second-degree rape. I can't forget the other two charges, but he being charged. He got like 4 charges. So I did a brief segment last night, just to bring awareness to everybody. When I put it on Facebook yesterday, most people had heard about it, but a lot of people haven't heard about it. So I wanted to stay up with the times and go ahead and get something recorded last night, just so it can show my consistency and me being kind of up to par with everything that's going on. I don't get a chance to record on everything that's happening, but I try to record on stuff that I know that's happening. So forgive me if I'm not on top of everything that's going on that everybody may be concerned with, but I mainly record stuff that that somewhat matters to me, makes me feel a certain type of way. So I was gonna say, check the segment out if you want to, and you can also check out the entire episode of the Me Too movement. It has 3 parts to it. So you can check that out on my podcast as well. And just be aware of what's going on out here. Secondly, I feel like at the end of the day, it's definitely some shit going on out here, because I was listening to the news this morning, and on top of the police officer, now it's a DC school teacher that lured somebody to his house, put something in their drink, and raped her, and that's allegedly, right? And now it's a former Virginia sheriff who is now being alleged of rape at like a halfway house in Virginia or something. So here it is. I looked at the screen. The other night it's just this one, PG County police officer. Now, this morning, it's a PG County police officer, it's a DC school teacher, and former Virginia sheriff. Like, what is going on out here? And I know people don't like to hear the whole, mental health, or they gonna get off because they gonna say mental health and all this. But guess what? Let's think about it. Let's think about this real quick. What motherfucker in they right mind? And excuse my language, because I know I'm on YouTube, and I know, but what type of person has a right mind to do some of the shit that these dudes is doing out here? They said this police officer pulled this lady over, made an attempt to touch her breast. What? And then told her to go around the back of the store so she can get him some head. Now, this is in Langley Park. I worked in Langley Park for about 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And it ain't nothing but Latinos out there. Some of them know a little English, just enough to, catch the bus and go to work, get their food, go to the liquor store, whatever. But, a lot of them don't speak English like that. And the news was, the news wanted to make sure we knew she was undocumented, right? And so if she's undocumented, she's smart enough to know that she's undocumented, right? And so the police officer is smart enough to know that she's not documented, so he gonna use his power against her. And like, okay, well, let's go around this building, and I ain't gonna bother you, give you a ticket, or fuck with you if you give me some head. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that don't sound like, mental instability. Like, that sound crazy. This DC teacher lured this, I think it was a student, to his house, gave her something to drink, and yeah, went in. What? That sound like mental stability? Like, come on, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. I don't get it. I don't get it myself. And then this other dude, this former, Virginia sheriff, they talking about he might have multiple victims. So, It's going on out here, y'all. It's going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now, you know, our women in our life, you know, not saying that we did not, you know, not saying that we did not care for them, not saying that we did not, you know, look out for them, not saying that we don't, you know, worry about them. But I mean, with this being on the news and everybody's face, I mean, as men, we have no choice to even put more towards making sure that our women are okay. You know, if they working late, I mean, it's fall now. It's getting darker sooner. So we got to, you know, hey, you know, you leaving the metro, you walking to the car. We got to get on the phone. We got to talk to them. We got to make sure they all right. Because there's some sick jokers out here. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, for the good dudes, the good men like myself that's out here, that puts us in a bad situation. Very bad situation. I mean, because I know we got a lot to lose. I know we got, you know, a lot that we got going on, you know, business, life, work, you know, all that. But come on now. If somebody did that to my mother and I found out about it, see, my man made a good point though. Now that I'm thinking about it. My man, shout out to the homie who recorded with me, in the last segment, and his girl, man. Shout out to both of them. Shout out to Dickie and T, man. My man made a good point. He was like, man, do you think that, you know, your sister would come to you and tell you that something like that happened to her if she knew how you got down, if she know how you get down? And I was like, she probably wouldn't, depending on what sister you ask. Because he was like, you know, they know, you know, there's a chance that you can get locked up. There's a chance that you can be arrested. You know, there's a chance that you can get in trouble. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, so I'm going to say this. Because I want to be honest with y'all. I'm going to say this. It's a lot of good men out here that are good men. That move in silence. And the only people that's going to understand that is the people that's walked in my shoes. Or the people who've been associated with a man that knows him in that way. It's a lot of good men out here, but a lot of good men have walked in silence to get to where they are today. And I'm one of them. And I'm thankful and I'm truly honored and blessed to still be alive, man. And so if that happened to my mother, you know, my stepmother, my sisters, my daughter, my daughter. If something like this happened to my older daughter, oh my goodness. If one of these perverts did something to my little angel Gianna, man, what? Listen, I know, you know, we talk about, you know, women who struggle to speak their mind about, you know, shit that happened to them. And trust me, I know that it's hard, man. You know, I was in a relationship with somebody and this happened to her, and I clearly saw, you know, in my own face, in my own eyes, the difficulty of trying to get it out, you know, just to me. And it was a little easier for her to talk about it after she realized that I had been molested too. So it was a little easy for her to, you know, to talk about it after that. But even after we presented it to her family, you know, it was just the way they reacted. Their nonchalant attitude, the way they reacted, I was just like, I can see why, you know, some people, you know, some women don't want to tell nobody. But at the end of the day, listen, like this lady did, you got to tell somebody. And I mean, we can go back and forth about this whole Bill Cosby thing, about all of these 60 women who came out all these years later. We can debate that all day long, y'all. The fact of the matter is, it happened, right? Allegedly. And some women came out. He got charged. And I still feel like, you know, he should have been charged when it happened, but nobody said anything. And even with this Kavanaugh shit, this lady decided she wanted to come out and tell people, you know, what happened in high school. And I mean, look at the time frame. You know, the significant nature of it happening isn't as significant if you wait 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. And I'm not giving it a time frame, and I'm not taking away from, you know, it happening to these women, but I'm just saying, if you want to help other women, and that's the thing, right? Us helping each other. If you want to help other women, if you want to make an impact, you can't wait that long, because the impact is not that significant. I mean, yeah, Bill Cosby, 3 to 10 years. So the impact was somewhat significant, but people will argue that situation. People will argue that situation. Whether he should have been locked up, whether he should have did that time, whether he should have been charged, you know, back then. I mean, that's an argument that's always going to be brewing for another, you know, couple, you know, years or whatever. This Kavanaugh shit, it wasn't effective. It wasn't impactful. This cocksucker still got in office, man. Still get to live his life, talking about all his family name is tarnished. Well, nigga, you should have thought about that when you was in high school. Because what's the saying? Everything that happens in the dark comes to light. And I know for a fact in my own life, it's a lot of shit that I did in the dark that came to light. But I ain't never did no, you know, I ain't never assault no woman. I ain't never raped no female. That ain't how I get down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't never been one to feel like I had to even strong arm or overpower no female. That shit ain't attractive. That shit ain't sexy to me. When I'm trying to fight to beat some female up to get something from, nah, that ain't how I get down. And I do think sometimes that, you know, these dudes that do that clown shit, they got some mommy issues. They got some family issues. They got some shit going on where, you know, it's not stemming from their adult life. It's stemming from some shit that was going on with them when they was kids. And they just never handled that shit. And I always talk to people, and the one thing that I'm starting to hear more, you know, that people are seeking counseling. People wanting to talk and get this shit off their chest and figure out, you know, how they move on. Because ladies, listen, I know it's difficult. I'm not saying it's not difficult. And I mean, yes, I have cracked many jokes about certain situations. But I mean, I know that it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me when it happened, but it was instinctful. My mother told me, if anybody touch you down there, you tell somebody. And my mother, you know, was a single woman raising 2 boys. And my mother is like, I give my mother 4'11", 5 feet, maybe 5'1", right? My mother ain't play no games, Joe. People, you know, used to come by the house and visit and all that. Oh, your mother's so nice. Who mother? Man, y'all got the game twisted. My mother will beat your ass. Quick. You say some shit to my mother, and she'll crank your ass with whatever's close to her. The remote, the alarm clock. If she in the kitchen, you fuck around, get hit with that hot ass spatula. You fuck around, get hit with that hot ass spatula that she was just flipping, you know, food with. Yeah, you would catch the business. You would catch the business. You hear me? And so my mother always told me, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Somebody touch you down there, you say something. So, you know, not to get into full detail, but something happened to me one night, and I got him and told somebody. Told my uncle, told my aunt. You know, they woke up, talked to the dude, called the police, called my mother. And I mean, right then and there, man. And I know, that situation ain't typical for everybody, because I was on Facebook Live, and some of the ladies were like, well, Kevin, that's in your situation. Everybody not as strong as you. I mean, they commend, they commended me for doing it, but at the end of the day, I'm telling them, I hear what you're saying, but you got to tell somebody. You got to tell somebody, or that shit is going to fuck with you. Whether you in a relationship, whether you trying to be in a relationship, whether you trying to date, whether you try. I mean, people can say, oh, no, I'm good, I'm maintaining. That's bullshit. Because I was with someone, and that affected our relationship. Whether they like to believe it or not. That affected our relationship tremendously. And it made perfect sense after I found out why our relationship was the way it was, or why some things were happening in our relationship, in terms of disrespect, towards me. It made sense. I mean, I didn't excuse it. I didn't say, oh, okay, I see what's going on, I'm going to excuse it. Nah, I'm still a man in the house. You still got to respect me no matter what. I don't have nothing to do with what happened in your past. I'm your future. I'm your present and your future. And so it affected us. And I'm pretty sure that if this shit happened to any other women out here that's listening to this, that it's affecting you and your relationship one way or the other. And it's definitely affecting your man, because you coming at him a certain type of way and he don't even know why. He in his car like every other man when they going to work or going somewhere, like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck did I do? Damn, is that PG pulling somebody over on the... Oh, no, he trying... Okay, I was going to say, I ain't think PG pulled people over on the highway. And so, it's affecting the relationship, because you haven't spoke on it. And I mean, I just recently spoke to 3 women. I mean, I don't know why I didn't ask these women to inbox me, but I had 3 separate conversations via inbox on Facebook about this matter. And they somewhat opened up to me and told me that, they realize now that in one relationship or dating situation or whatever, that they realize that which they haven't spoke about has affected them and has affected their relationship. Whether it was from disrespect, whether it was from just lashing out, whatever. They told me this. So I'm not saying this out the I'm not spinning this. I'm not just saying this as a said. I've heard women tell me this. But I've lived through it though. So I've experienced it firsthand. And it does affect women, man. It does affect them if it happens. I mean, shit, it affects anybody if it happens to them, male or female. Regardless. And I mean, I'm just speaking on a part of the women, because it was some women telling me, it's hard to talk about it. I did tell somebody, they didn't do nothing happened. Guess what? Then you keep telling somebody. One female told me she told her cousin, and then that was it. Nah, you tell your cousin don't go to their mother and father, then you go to their mother and father. If their mother and father don't do something, then you go to your mother and father. If your mother and father don't do something, then you go to the police, or you go to somebody and let them know. You gotta tell somebody. Yeah, it's not easy. Shit, life ain't easy. Paying bills ain't easy. Being an adult ain't easy. But you gotta say something. You gotta say something. And this woman who said something about this police officer, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's about to open up a can of worms. Because in that Langley Park area, I'm almost 95% sure that this ain't the first time that this has happened with him and other officers like him. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah, I'ma say it. Bitch ass nigga. Because I can tell you flat out. Grown men move in silence. Yeah, grown men move in silence, man. And if some shit like this happen to any of the women that's dear and near to my heart, whether it's my daughters, whether it's my mother, stepmother, sisters, men, grown men move in silence, because we know we got a lot to lose. And so listen, at the end of the day, the Me Too movement is here. And it ain't going nowhere no time soon. It ain't going nowhere no time soon. And I will be watching. I will be watching this case and how it unfold, because there's a few people out here, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen. Here, police. Man, fuck all that. Here, police. That nigga ain't nobody no more. That nigga a nobody. That nigga an average Joe like me and everybody else watching this motherfucking video. That nigga an average Joe. All his police powers have been revoked. That nigga's a regular dude now. And he can get fucked up like anybody else. So yeah, I need to watch this case to see what's gonna happen. I need to watch this case to see what's gonna happen. Like I said, check out the podcast. I got a couple episodes on there now. I'm kind of proud of myself because I got somewhat of a catalog, but I'm keeping it going. I'm recording tonight. Matter of fact, I'm recording twice tonight, and I'm recording again next week. So I'm recording, y'all. I'm getting stuff. I'm getting stuff recorded. I'm talking about stuff that matter. I'm talking to people that I know have experience in this situation. I mean, this breast cancer thing, I'm not doing a so to speak breast cancer series, but I'm just doing a segment on cancer, period. I know this is breast cancer month, but it's people out here that don't have breast cancer. They got thyroid cancer. They got skin cancer. They got all different types of cancer. So I'm balling it all into one and just doing a series on cancer survivors, people living with cancer, and just cancer awareness in general. I mean, because this shit is crazy, man. This cancer shit is crazy. And I was listening to some lady online saying that how the fuck can we have, cancer cells and, different, diseases and stuff in our body when these diseases were made, by man. And people walking around here giving money to all these charities and ain't found a cure for certain cancers yet. Come on, man. We got to be aware of what we putting in our body, and we got to pay attention. Because sometimes some of the shit that we putting in our body, the shit that we breathing, is fucking us up. And we got to be aware, and we got to be willing to go to the doctor and get that shit checked out. Men and women. I hear, people always say men don't get checked out. Bullshit. Let me feel something that ain't right. I'm going to the doctor ASAP. ASAP. So I'm not like any other man. I mean, I laugh at women when they look at me and they automatically prejudge me as some type of slut whore, whatever the fuck. It don't matter, because at the end of the day, the reason why they judge me is because they don't know me. You sit down, you have a conversation with me, I'm an all-around, well, down-to-earth human being. Been through some shit, done some shit, but nah, you don't know me, so you can judge me. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I heard somebody, being a little critical, being a little critical with my man T.I. with his video. Be critical. Be critical. Who gives a shit? Wasn't y'all critical with Michelle Obama when you cocksuckers called her a motherfucking animal? Huh? And I mean, is it true or is it not true that Melania Trump was a stripper? Was it not true? So what we talking about? Why we being critical? So, I mean, everybody got an opinion. Everybody got something to fucking say. And I mean, if you know me, I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I may have rebuttal, I may not. But 9 times out of 10, if I don't have a rebuttal for you, you don't mean anything to me. So I don't give a shit. Okay? Check out the podcast, y'all. I'm trying to work some stuff, man. I got some logos made. I'm working on some other stuff. I'm just working. And just know I'm taking this thing serious. I'm taking this thing serious. I'm listening to my fans, my listeners. I'm listening to my family members. I'm listening to people who giving me advice. You know, I'm listening. I'm trying to take everything and I'm trying to just, you know, keep it. I'm trying to keep it as raw and as original and as heartfelt as I possibly can, because that's all I know. I'm only going to speak on shit that matters to me, and I'm only going to go into detail with shit that I got experience in, or finding me a guest that has experience in it and allowing them to share with us so we can get educated. That's what it's about. That's what I'm about, man. So if you want to hit me up, hit me up with a topic, you know, with, you know, something you might want to talk about. You know, I can keep it discreet. We can record. I ain't got to say your name. You can just get it out there. You know, testimonies help people. You know, and that's what we're here for, man. We are a human race. We are here to help each other continue with the human race. Fuck black and white, fuck yellow, fuck all this color shit. When we get shot, when we get killed, when we bleed all the same fucking color, man. All the same color. You feel me? So check out the show. You know, check out the podcast, Real Talk with the 6thman, on anchor.com. You can also check me out on Facebook, Real Talk with the 6thman. I have a Twitter handle. Really don't do the Twitter thing too much, but I have one. And my IG is Real Talk 6thman. So hit me up. Got something you want to talk about? You want me to come holler at you? I got a car, I got gas, I come to you. Me and my mic will come to you and we can get it in. We can get it in. Like I always tell y'all, you know, be about your business, man. Be about your business. Be productive. Be easy. And be better than you were yesterday, man. 6thman. I'm out.